Huwag yung kayong magkadisgrasyahan tayo niyan. Sinasabi ko madidisgrasya kayo. At madidisgrasya kayo. Hindi ako urong dito. And I said, I would stake my honor, my life, and even the presidency.
Magandang umaga, Malacañang Press Corps. Positive Tuesday. Let's now have Presidential Spokesperson Harry Roque.
Magandang umaga po Pilipinas at magandang umaga po sa mga miyembro ng Malacañang Press Corps. Unang-una po, the President has accepted the invitation of Prime Minister Israel Benjamin Netanyahu to visit the State of Israel from 2 to 5 September 2018. The official visit will be the first by a Philippine president since diplomatic ties were established between the two countries 61 years ago in 1957. The historic event will highlight the enduring friendship between Filipinos and Israelis, which began when Manuel L. Quezon opened the doors of the Philippines as a sanctuary to an estimated 1,300 Jewish refugees who were fleeing the Holocaust. The President and Prime Minister Netanyahu are expected to discuss common concerns and ways of expanding cooperation in the areas of labor, tourism, trade, agriculture, counterterrorism, security, and law enforcement. The President will also meet with the President of Israel, Reuven Rivlin, to discuss development cooperation and the close historical and people-to-people ties between the two countries. A business delegation representing different sectors of the Philippine economy will join the visit and participate in a business forum to be keynoted by the President. Several agreements are expected to be signed during the visit. Finally, the President will meet members of the Filipino community while there. I can also confirm that after the Israeli visit, the President will also fly to Jordan, although a separate press release will be written for that purpose. Para po sa kaalaman ng ating mga kababayan, tungkol naman po dito sa patuloy na ulan dahil sa habagat, ipinapaalala po natin sa ating mga kababayan na manatiling listo at maging updated sa mga pinakabagong weather forecast and advisory ng DOST Pag-asa sa inyong lugar o probinsya. Tumutok po sa radyo, manood ng programang balita, bisitahin ang social media account ng mga ahensya ng gobyerno na may kinalaman sa panahon o kalamidad. Sumangguni at makipagtulungan rin po tayo sa iba't ibang ahensya ng gobyerno gaya ng NDRRMC, DSWD, DOH, maging sa inyong mga local government unit upang matugunan ang iyong mga pangangailangan sa panahon ng sakuna. Patuloy rin po na nagpapaalala na maging alerto at ligtas. 310 areas reported flooding in Regions 1, Calabarzon, and NCR. 111 flooded areas already subsided, including all areas reported in NCR. Papasalamat po tayo sa lahat ng ahensya ng gobyerno na patuloy na nagpapaabot ng tulong sa ating mga kababayan. Good news, we're pleased to announce that the Philippines has maintained again its investor confidence. According to the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, the country's foreign direct investments net inflows gained a total amount of $1.64 billion in May 2018, marking a 7-month high since October 2017 with US $1.92 billion. The BSP also noted that the May 2018 FDI growth recorded a 142.9% increase compared to last year's $677 million of the same month. Likewise, the January-May 2018 recorded a 49% increase, reaching a total amount of US $4.8 billion compared to last year's US $3.3 billion of the same period. We're pleased to announce that the Philippine first Cube satellite Maya-1, developed by our own Filipino engineers, was successfully launched into orbit from the International Space Station last Friday. The satellite, with a measure of 10 centimeters each side, is expected to help the country in identifying natural hazards, monitoring health conditions of people in remote areas, and tracking endangered species and fish vessels. The Maya-1 was launched together with Bhutan-1 from Bhutan and UITMS-SAT-1 from Malaysia to form a constellation of satellites with data captured and store and forward capabilities, according to the Department of Science and Technology Advanced Science and Technology Institute. Questions, please.
Question muna kay Rose Novenario, kung ipag-uutos daw po ni President Duterte yung freeze ng oil price hike dahil sa state of calamity na dinaranas ngayon. Ginawa daw po yan ni GMA, ni former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo noong Undoy 2009.
Wala pa po tayong impormasyon tungkol dyan.
Other question? Virgil.
Sir, what agreements are expected to be signed during the Israel visit?
Nako, yun lang pa po ang impormasyon na I was authorized to disclose. No? Siguro po as we come closer to the date of visit, we will come up with a list of agreements that will be signed, which is our practice anyway.
Yung sa Jordan, sir, may date na ba yun?
Wala pa po. Tentative date, but we will issue a separate release on that.
What would be the objective of that trip, sir, to Jordan?
Well, of course, we want to promote ties with all peoples of the Middle East.
May follow-up? Other issue? Follow-up, Maricel Halili.
Sir, who will be part of the delegation to Israel?
I do not know as of yet. No, normally there is a screening procedure, and we are informed like a week before on who will be part of the official delegation.
And sir, do we have a confirmation if the president will push through with his visit also to Kuwait?
Well, I suppose on a later date, no. But I understand that they are working already on a date as far as Kuwait is concerned.
Kailan po sir yung target?
Wala pa po eh. Sinabi rin month of September.
Questions, FBC? Welcome natin yung bisita ni Spokes from Bohol. Welcome po. MPC questions. Joyce.
Good morning, sir. Reaction na ng Palace sa dismissal ng murder charges versus Secretary Masa.
Well, of course, that proves that the legal system is working. We're happy that Secretary Liza Masa can come back to work.
Sorry. Bumalik na siya sa work, sir?
Hindi ko po alam, but now that she has no outstanding warrant of arrest, I suppose she can go back to work.
Follow-up? Other issue? Si Henry muna.
Secretary, good morning. 2 beses na pong nalusutan ng malalaking bulto ng Cebu ang Bureau of Customs. Wala pa po bang statement dito mismo ang Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte?
The closest statement is that the Executive Secretary has ordered the NBI to conduct a thorough investigation on this matter. This was personally relayed to me by the Executive Secretary yesterday afternoon.
Paano ho tinanggap ng Pangulo itong pinakahuli? Ano ho ang sabi niya? Nagalit ba siya? At kung nagalit siya, anong klaseng galit ang kanya pong naramdaman?
Well, hindi ko po alam kung nagalit siya dahil quite frankly, I did not see the President yesterday. I will see him today. Pero my understanding is, of course, this is a reason for alarm dahil malaki po yung nahuli. Yung sinasabi nila na posibleng nakapasok, yan naman po ay speculation pa. Hindi naman po tinatanggap natin na gospel truth na yan. No? So kami po, nagagala kami na nahuli itong napakalaking shipment neto at titignan po natin kung paano nga maiiwasan itong mga pangyayaring ito.
When you say there's a reason for alarm, ano pong exactly ibig nyo sabihin doon?
Well, nakaka-alarma nga po dahil meron sila mga bagong modus na ginagawa ngayon. No? So sa atin po, kailangan laging listo, no? At laging alert dahil merong talagang mga bagong mga pamamaraan na gagamitin para makapasok pa rin ng droga.
Alright, thank you.
Pia Gutierrez.
Sir, has the President received the report of the PACC or the AFP Chief of Staff regarding yung corruption in Bilunac? Because you said that a larger report will be released today.
Yes, I do not know if we are in receipt already. My office has not yet received any report. But I understand that the AFP authorities have already been speaking up on this issue. Baka sila na siguro magsasalita. But I continue to await the report which will be transmitted to me by the Office of the President.
Thank you, sir.
MPC question from Pia Ranyada muna, sir. Pwede daw pong patanong, what is PRD's personal take on the suspended House budget hearings? Are lawmakers reaching out to meet with him to resolve the issue?
Sinagot na po natin kahapon yan. No? As far as we're concerned, we hope we can restore the usual smooth working relationship that we've had with Congress since the beginning of the 17th Congress, because we consider the House as an important ally in our discharge of official functions. And I reiterate that we stand by the President's budget for 2019. When Secretary Jokno presented the budget, no, he made it very clear this was the President's budget. This was not a budget submitted by Cabinet Secretaries. This is President Rodrigo Roa Duterte's budget, and if the House leadership has finally decided to reject it, they rejected President Duterte's budget. I think it's up to them to explain to the President why.
Follow-up, other issue, Joseph Morong.
So I'll pick up on your point, yung with regard to the alleged shabu shipment. You said na you're not very sure yet if that's the
What
way
we are sure is what was apprehended. I'm reacting to the statement of General Aquino na meron pang mas malaking nakalusot na. Pero parang speculation lang naman yon. Wala pa namang ebidensya na may mas malaking nakalusot na. He was just speculating too. Okay? So wala naman pong facts pa that would indicate na merong mas malakas na nakatakas, no?
Si Director La Peña, I think issued a statement today na what tested for negative yung mga nasa magnetic lifters.
I do not know about the details. Basta the palace position is the executive secretary has ordered the NBI to investigate this incident.
Okay, so would you care to comment other issues, sir, on the criticism yesterday that the president was nowhere to be found with?
No, he was there. He was in two
Address
public events and two private meetings. No, I understand that both events were anyway carried live, no, by RTVM or PTV, one of them, or by my own web page. No, at least one of the three web pages carried it live.
So yun yatang sa mga victims ng flooding?
I do not know actually if he wants that made public, because I know that when the president goes around and assists individuals, he really does not want media coverage.
Okay. Sir, yung pong pagdadala ni SAP yata ng parang impersonator ni Presidente dun sa Marikina, why was that?
Hindi ko po alam yun. Anyway, please ask SAP.
Okay, cool.
Maricel.
Sir, just one quick follow-up. Why did the president cancel his aerial inspection yesterday?
Weather. Shoppers couldn't fly yesterday.
Pero meron po ba siyang plano to push through with the visit?
Well, weather permitting, but I can assure you that, again, there was a helicopter ride scheduled for today. It was recommended to be canceled again. So, ang problema kasi nahirapan sila by land because of the security arrangements. So talagang mas secure yung in-out ang presidente, no? Pero I don't know what the plans are. In any case, we will not know until it's actually there because of security concerns.
Ina. Microphone, please.
Sir, sabi niyo the president does not want that. You don't know if the president wants that made public, referring to if he's going around visiting.
Well, I know that.
Are you saying that he went around that
I
hindi
do
na
not
po
know.
namin alam?
Basta he does not want media publicity when he goes around extending assistance to individuals. No, I had a personal experience with that Christmas time. Of course, you were not able to cover him when he was going around different hospitals giving financial assistance. No.
Did he go around these past few days without us knowing?
I know yesterday was canceled because he could not fly. Weather is better today, but I have personal information that, again, it's recommended that chopper flights not to proceed today.
Sir, just for those wondering, what was the president doing at the height of the heavy downpour at yung pagbaha over the weekend?
Like everyone, keeping warm, monitoring the situation. The president is a news junkie, like everyone in this room. No? So he was very concerned. He talks about resilience. He talked about readiness of government agencies to provide assistance. He was in contact with individuals to make sure that delivery of assistance would be facilitated.
From Davao, is that right?
Well, actually, part of it he was already in Manila. He came back to Manila earlier.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Christina Vendano.
Sir, back to the budget. Has there been any instance where Congress returned yung proposed budget to the executive and the executive changed it?
I've been surfing the net, and the instances when Congress failed to enact a budget was because of circumstances, no, like impeachment of ERAP, or the fact that, you know, there was simply no time. No? But I think in recent history, I can't recall an instance when Congress simply said, we don't like this budget and we're not going to hear it. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is close to being unprecedented, that Congress refused to act on a budget submitted by a president. And that's what makes us wonder why Congress is doing this. Because this is not the norm. It simply is not the norm.
So what's the talk among yourselves? What would be the reason?
I do not know, but what I do know is we're not worried about a reenacted budget. It's Congress, as I said yesterday, who should worry about a reenacted budget. A reenacted budget is always license for Malacañang to spend it as it wishes. I mean, the reason why the Constitution says that it must go through Congress is to make sure, no, that the representatives of the people have scrutinized how the executive proposed to spend the national budget. But if they're not going to act on it, they would not know. And of course, because it is a reenacted budget, many line items in the old budget had already been finished, no, or constructed if these are construction projects. No? So what do? We have the money. So it is executive that will determine which projects will be funded.
The President, has he said anything about it, sir, the resistance of the House?
I think he does not want to believe that the House actually will not act on his budget. As of now, I think he's giving Congress the benefit of the doubt. He does not actually want to accept that for the first time, Congress is not acting on his budget.
Yesterday, we talked to Budget Secretary Jokto, and he said that we'll just wait for a friendlier Congress. So is that also the
That's
sentiment?
the mood, and that's the prevailing mood amongst the cabinet. What went wrong? Is there anything that went wrong that we don't know about? Because this is close to unprecedented, that they simply refuse to act on the president's budget.
So are you blaming Speaker Arroyo for this?
We're not blaming anyone. We have not heard anything at all from Speaker Gloria Macapagal Arroyo.
But she's the...
It's only Budget Chair Nograles and Majority Floor Leader Andaya who have been speaking. And that's why I've asked the question particularly of Chairman Nograles, no? Because he is a congressman from Davao.
But isn't that an indication that, it's Speaker Arroyo who is pushing for that?
Well, unless she speaks, we don't know what is in her mind.
So you're giving her the benefit of the doubt?
Yes.
Ace Romero.
Regarding the budget, Secretary, one of the issues being contested is about cash-based versus obligation-based. Will you be open to compromise regarding that, or you will insist that we stick to the cash-based?
I've talked to the economic managers. We're sticking to cash-based because it's been implemented in 2018 and seems to have worked.
So nothing will change the executive's mind regarding the cash-based approach?
In fact, this was already approved by way of proposed legislation in the House. It's just pending in the Senate. So we don't understand the sudden change of heart of the House leadership, other than there was a change of leadership.
Thank you, Sec.
Question, MPC? Bernadette?
So regarding the budget din po, how is the palace planning to convince the Congress to accept the cash-based budget?
We don't know what to do because they rejected it outright.
But-
So we said, okay, we can work with the reenacted budget.
So sir, dalawa lang po yung options, convince the Congress, and if it fails, i-reenact yung budget. Yun lang po yung dalawang options na
Right
ina-entertain
now,
ngayon.
that's the option.
Wala
Because
nang-
wala namang ibang options available eh. Di ba sinabi naman nila, we reject it.
And Sir Secretary Jokno has said that the reenacted budget will be can be a hybrid of obligation-based and cash-based. Is the palace amenable to it po?
That's what Secretary Jokno, of course, that is our position as well.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Questions, MPC? Rosalicos?
Hi, sir. Do you think this recent development regarding dun sa budget will somehow affect the good close ties between the legislative and executive branch?
Let's just say, with the budget being rejected by Congress, we don't know what ties we have with the House now. We'd like to think that they continue to be important allies of the President, but apparently the change of leadership has also brought in a different kind of relationship. How else do you explain Congress refusing to act on the President's budget?
So, meaning to say, sir, may doubt na po tayo sa leadership ng House.
Baka naman po nagka-misunderstanding lang. Tignan po natin ang mga pangyayari ng mga susunod na araw.
Ina Andulong?
Sir, can you expound on what you just said? The change in leadership has brought a different kind of relationship.
I do not know because, it just so happened that there was a change in leadership, and for the first time, the budget en masse was rejected in its entirety. What are we supposed to think?
Are you implying, sir, that the House
I'm not
leadership
implying anything other
has
than it's
something
for
to
the
do?
House to clarify. We don't know because we submitted the budget as provided by the Constitution. As far as we know, they had leadership issues in the House. The President did not get involved. We consider Speaker Gloria Macapagal Arroyo as an equally close ally as former Speaker Pantaleon Alvarez. And I suppose everyone in the leadership, we suppose, are equally close allies as the former leadership of the House. So it really is for the House to explain why there is all of a sudden an outright rejection of the President's budget. This is not a Secretary's budget. This is the President's budget. So I think the President needs an explanation, very clear explanation on why people whom he considers as his closest allies have rejected it outright.
Is there any effort from Malacañang to reach out to the House leadership and
I know
discuss
that
this?
Secretary Jokno will be meeting with the chairs of the House Committee on Appropriations and the Senate Committee on Finance.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, questions? Henry?
Secretary, is the palace demanding for an explanation from the House of Representatives doon sa budget na
It's not for
nireject
us
nila?
to demand. No, we're not demanding. It's up to them. We submitted a proposed budget, which is pursuant to the Constitution, and they said it's not acceptable. We don't know how to proceed from there.
All right.
Okay. Tina?
Again, this cash base, this was already implemented in 2018 because all projects were supposed to be implemented within 1 year period in 2018.
Sir, bilang dating congressman, bigyan niyo naman kami ng parang run-through kung paano yung pag-request ng mga kongresista for their parang
Pet projects.
pet
Okay.
projects.
Okay,
How is
ganito
it
po yan.
different from cash-based
Oo.
and obligation-based?
Hindi, wala pong pagkakaiba yan. Ang ibig sabihin lang ng cash-based, hindi yan ilalagay sa budget kung hindi magagawa kaagad. Okay? So, ang mga congressman naman po, para yung mga projects nila, meron kasi po yung call for projects ng Regional Development Councils. So, meron po yung provincial, meron po yung regional. So, ang mga congressman po, lahat ng mga proposed projects nila, doon nila pinapadala. Minsan, ano lang po yan, name of project and amount. Minsan, kasama na yung program of works. Ang Regional Development Councils naman at provincial, inaaprubahan yan at fino-forward sa NEDA. It is NEDA now that includes it in the budget of the different line agencies. So yung suma total po ng budget are actually contains the projects as already recommended by the representatives of the people. Now, pagdating pa sa Kongreso, may pagkakataon pa kung sa tingin nila meron pa silang gustong ihabol. Ang problema lang, pag nakarating na sa Kongreso, hindi na po mababago yung total budget. Kung 3.7 na yan, hindi na po pwedeng dagdagan yan ng Kongreso, pwede lang tapyasan. Yan po nakalagay sa saligang batas. So nagkakaroon po yan ng mga realignments. So kung meron kang bagong project na ipapasok na tinatawag nilang insertion, merong budget na tatanggalin elsewhere kasi the budget must remain the same. So ganun po yung dynamics ng budget process and that's how we implement the power of the purse as far as Congress is concerned. So, pagdating po doon sa cash base, yun nga po, na-implement naman po yan sa 2018. Dati-rati kasi, they had until 2 years to obligate, meaning to bid it out. Pero under that system po, hindi ibig sabihin palibasa na bid out na magagawa yung project, ha? Matagal pa po yan. So, ang gusto nating magawa ngayon is within the year, ma-obligate at magawa ng mabayaran. Kaya nga cash base ang tawag. No? Siyempre po, may mga budget, may mga projects na malawakan, pero ang pinupondohan lang naman partial eh. For instance, ako, actual case, may isa akong kali sa Zamboanga, Sibugay na in-sponsor, face-face ang ginagawa ko taon-taon. Dahil hindi naman matatapos yung 15 kilometers in 1 year, no? So kung ano lang yung kinakailangan for the year, yun lang yung pinapasok sa budget. So ganun po yun. At yun naman po yun, gumana naman po yun. Within 1 year, I inspected my project in Zamboanga, Sibugay. Natapos naman po talaga yun, pursuant to the rule that it must be finished in 2018. So, kailan lang po, if you look at my Facebook, meron akong picture doon that we were groundbreaking the road. Oh, so ganun po yun. So, I don't know why there is a big fuss about it. Kasi, ang dapat mo lang naman ipasok doon, yung amount na mauubos mo para matapos yung phase ng project kung napakalaking project yon. Phase by phase naman po yung linalagay na budget dyan. Kasi alam na naman natin kung magkano ang cost ng per kilometer ng kalye. So yun lang ilalagay mo kung ano yung tingin mo matatapos within the year. Well, sa totoo lang po, ang naririnig ko lang nagsalita, dalawa po, yung chairman po ng Committee on Appropriations at saka si Majority Floor Leader Andaya. Wala naman po akong chorus of protest na naririnig sa mga congressmen kasi as soon as the National Expenditure Plan naman po is issued, lahat ng congressmen, automatic yan, bukas yan, tinitignan nila kung lahat ng projects nila nakapasok. At kung hindi nakapasok yung ilang mga projects nila, doon nila dadalhin po yan sa deliberation sa committee. Doon nila hingin ng lahat ng kailangan pa nila. At karapatan naman po nila yan dahil sila yung mga representante ng taong bayan para sa kanilang mga constituents. Pero dahil tinigil nga po yung pagdinig, pati yung proseso na kung ano pa yung kailangan ng mga congressmen para sa kanilang constituents, hindi matutuloy.
Okay, last 2 questions. I'm sorry, 3. Darrell, Bernadette, then RJ.
Hi, sir. So you don't believe that the cash-based budget system goes against the build, as said by Davao City Rep.
Not at all, because after it was actually prepared by the same people responsible for build. They should know what they're doing. Linagay nila yung budget for the phase that they think will be completed for a project. Hindi naman kasi ilalagay yan na, okay, 100 billion. Hindi naman matatapos ng isang taon yan. Bakit mo pupondohan ng 100 billion sa isang taon? Pupondohan mo lang kung ano yung matatapos for the year. And then phase 2 na yung susunod, phase 3 na yung sa susunod na taon. Ganun po ang budget process.
Bernadette.
So sir, pag hindi po na po siyang cash-based budgeting po, magiging hurdle po ba to para matapos na mabilis yung build projects po?
Hindi naman po, kasi tutuloy din ng gobyerno yung mga proyekto niya under a reenacted budget. Again, ehemplo po, 100 billion na dapat intended for different itemized roads. Dahil nagawa na yung mga itemized roads, bahala na Malacañang ngayon kung paano gagastusin yung 100 billion. Expect a long line of congressmen lining up now in DBM kung reenacted budget yan because they will make sure the pet projects are implemented by the executive. We don't want that. Let me clarify. We don't want that. We prefer that the budget is passed. We see no reason why Congress will stop altogether deliberations on the budget. 2 taon naman po ako umupo dyan sa Kongreso. May pagkakataon naman pong kausapin ang mga kalihim. May pagkakataon na kausapin ang lahat ng ahensya ng gobyerno kung anong gusto ng mga kongresista dahil sila naman talaga ang representante ng taong bayan. Trabaho po nila yon. Pero para po i-reject outright at itigil ang proseso, yun po hindi namin maintindihan.
Pero sir, yung cash-based budgeting po ba pinropose para mapabilis yung pag-complete ng build projects po?
Pinopose po yan para mawala yung problem nating when it comes to underspending. At saka para masigurado na ang binabudget lamang ay yung po pwedeng gastusin. Kasi bakit naman tayo magbabudget, mangungutang ka pa para mapondohan yung budget mo para sa mga proyekto na hindi naman pala kayang implement. Nakita niyo yun? Kasi when you have a budget at kulang ang iyong sourcing for revenue, siyempre, ang shortfall, utangin mo. Kaya nga, under cash system, mapapababa yung halagang kailangan utangin ng bansa kasi ang ilalagay mo lang doon yung kaya mong implement.
Okay, RJ.
I'm happy we're talking about the budget because this is the single most important job of the House of Representatives, not even the Senate. When the Constitution talks about the budget originating from the House, this means this is the sacred duty of the House and we defer to them, except that we don't know how to proceed kasi they rejected it.
Microphone. Hana pa.
Hi, sir. What does it say about the president's control over his allies in Congress? Is he losing it?
Well, no, we respect the kind of independence that the congressmen are asserting, as it should be, because this is healthy in a democracy. But we're also reminding them that there's a concept of political allies, no, and political enemies, no, and majority and minority. The concept of majority is, or administration is, you want to support the administration, no? And parang when you reject the budget outright, it's not something you expect from an administration party.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so on budget, Henry.
Secretary, ano ang disadvantages sa mga congressman kung cash-based budgeting ang paiiralin? Mahihirapan ba sila? Makaka-apekto ba ito dun sa mga proyekto na kanilang isinusulong sa kanilang mga distrito?
Well, ako naman po naka-experience ako dyan na yung 2018 budget had to be completed within 1 year too. Wala naman pong epekto. If at all, mas mabilis talaga natapos yung mga proyekto kasi na-bid out ka agad at nasimulan ka agad. At pag nasimulan ka agad, mas mabilis natapos.
Kung mayroong nakikita kayong dahilan na bakit may kanin nyo, dalawang congressman na upfront, ayaw itong aprobahan, ano po yun?
Hindi ko nga po alam. Kaya nga po, nagtataka nga po ang Malacañang. That's something for the House to address po.
Mababawasan
Ulitin ko po,
ba?
we don't want a reenacted, but we're not daunted by the possibility. We prefer to work with Congress, but how do you work when they've refused it altogether?
Mababawasan ba ang korupsyon sa cash-based budgeting, lalo na yung sinasabing pagkakaroon ng, ay kickback ng ilang mga tiwaling opisyal?
Wala na po akong kinalaman dyan.
Okay,
Pero
so-
mababawasan ang korupsyon. dito
Wala
sa
na po akong
cash.
kinalaman dyan dahil wala naman akong kickback na tinanggap nung ako'y congressman.
Salamat, Henry.
Thank you, sir.
Virgil. On budget pa rin, Virgil. Microphone.
Hi, sir. Yesterday po, si Majority Leader Andaya clarified that there will be no enacted budget scenario. Ito yung quote niya, "We're not moving towards that. Di namin papayagan mangyari yan. We're just taking a detour to understand deeper what this cash budgeting is."
I'm very happy with the declaration of Majority Floor Leader. We're happy that that declaration came from Congressman Andaya. We welcome that as well. I reiterate, we don't want also a reenacted budget. We want the constituents of the Republic to benefit from the projects identified for the year 2019 by their duly elected representatives in Congress. That is our position. So we join and commend the Majority Floor Leader Andaya for this statement. We do not prefer a reenacted budget. We want the budget to be enacted.
Okay, last two questions on budget pa rin, Christine Avendano. Microphone, please.
Sir, if the House...
Sige, Christine. Yan.
I'm sure nakagather din yung house core dun sa kabila, no? Hindi ko po alam. Hindi ko na po alam. Let's get there when we get there, no? Let's cross the bridge when we get there. Pero mukha naman from all indications, sabi naman ni Majority Floor Leader Andaya, ayaw naman nila ng reenacted budget, no? So let's not speculate unnecessarily. Let's see what happens with the meeting between Secretary Jokno and Senator Ligarda and Congressman Nograles. Yes, we think that our allies are very important in realizing the legislative agenda of the president, and one of the most important legislative agenda is the annual budget.
Okay,
It's not the most important.
last question, Rosalie Cos.
On Israel visit po, may mga reports po sa Israel na may mga human rights activists na nag-encourage sa kanilang president not to meet with President Duterte. Is this a cause of concern?
Good luck to them.
Why push for the visit, sabi nyo nga po, in 60 years' time, first time?
Your question is, activists are complaining, good luck to them.
Sir, why pursue the visit?
If they can persuade the Prime Minister to call off the visit, of course, we will call it off. Walang problema.
Okay, maraming salamat, Rosalie. Thank you, Presidential Spokesperson Harry Roque.
Thank you very much. See you on Thursday.
Okay, thank you, Malacañang Press Corps. Back to our main studio sa Radyo Pilipinas and People's Television Network.